You know what's crazy? Most women don't realize that the little things they do every single day are secretly killing their glow before the world even gets to see it. That girl, she's magnetic, confident, and put together without even trying. But tiny toxic habits chip away at her shine. Let's break down the first silent killer stealing your best self. And here's where it gets even stranger. The very first and very last thing you do every day sets the tone for your entire life. And if that thing is grabbing your phone, you're already losing. Let me tell you why. Your subconscious mind is like wet cement the moment you wake up and right before you fall asleep. That's when it's most open, most sensitive, and most willing to soak in whatever you feed it. But instead of feeding it peace, focus, or confidence, most people scroll through chaos. Notifications, emails, news alerts, and random drama on social media. I must say, it's like pouring poison into your mind before you've even had breakfast. Your brain starts the day overloaded, already comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. And at night, instead of winding down, your nervous system is wired. Your confidence quietly chipped away with every perfect Instagram body or fake lifestyle flex you see. Think about it. How many times have you woken up anxious without even knowing why? Or stayed up too late doom scrolling, only to wake up groggy and unmotivated? That's not just bad sleep. That's your subconscious carrying yesterday's trash into today. According to me, this is the habit that kills more dreams than laziness ever could. Because it doesn't look harmful. It looks normal. Everyone does it, right? But that's the trap. Normal isn't always healthy. And here's the twist. You can flip this completely. Instead of opening your phone, open your mind. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Close your eyes and visualize the version of you that you want to become. Whisper affirmations like, I am calm, I am confident, I am in control. It might sound corny, but trust me, it rewires everything. You know what's wild? Just 2 minutes of gratitude or visualization in the morning does more for your confidence than 20 minutes of scrolling through strangers' lives. And before bed, trading TikTok for affirmations is like hugging your subconscious. It sleeps on positivity and wakes up stronger. So here's the truth. That girl isn't flawless because of her outfit or her skincare routine. She's magnetic because of her mind. And if your first and last thoughts of the day are built on gratitude and vision instead of comparison and chaos, you've already stepped into her shoes. What about you? Are you guilty of this toxic habit? Or are you ready to finally put the phone down and take back your mornings and nights? And this section blew my mind. Since it's so basic yet so often overlooked. Ignoring simple cleanliness. I am not referring just to once in a while showering or brushing your teeth. I'm referring to the energy you have when you seem unkempt, messy, or like you didn't even spend 5 minutes on yourself. The reality is that hygiene goes beyond merely being clean. It is about self-assurance. Your nails are chipped, your hair feels greasy, or you have been wearing the same huge hoodie for 4 weeks when you neglect yourself. Days in a row, you are unconsciously persuading yourself that you are not worth the effort. And the planet quickly grasps that unseen energy. One must say, it's astonishing how much people notice without even consciously realizing it. Consider it. When someone walks past you, you naturally assume their life is together because they smell fresh, have crisp clothing, and have cared for their skin. You admire them even before they say anything. Turn it now. The mood changes when someone seems to have given up on their looks. Though they may be the most brilliant person in the room, their presence diminishes. What's insane? Something as basic as smelling good can reverse the whole scenario. Wear a clean, fresh perfume and people will tilt closer. They remember you far more than you do. For example, a delicate vanilla or faint citrus scent, something warm but not too powerful, lingers in people's memories. Understanding helps you to incorporate it into your own brand. That quiet cue that says, I care about myself. And you should too. And here's the surprise. This is not about spending thousands on premium items. It's the fundamentals. Brush your teeth, spritz a preferred smell, Wash your hair, keep your nails clean, and wear deodorant. These are the minor details that create an aura. Hygiene is confidence's secret weapon. When you feel fresh, you act boldly. You walk taller. You smile more easily. And people around you can feel it, even if they can't put it into words. So let me ask, if that girl walked into a room, would she smell like stale sweat and yesterday's stress? Or would she smell like someone unforgettable? But wait, it gets even heavier here. Because this next habit is like poison hiding in plain sight. Playing the victim. You know the type. Always blaming their boss, their parents, their partner, or their bad luck. According to me, it's one of the biggest reasons so many women never step into their full potential. Because as long as you point fingers outward, you never look inward. And if you never look inward, you never grow. Let me tell you, I've seen this pattern up close. A friend once told me she couldn't catch a break in relationships. Every guy she dated was toxic, selfish, and a walking red flag. And for a while, I believed her. Until I realized she kept choosing those men. She ignored the warning signs, the lies, and the inconsistencies because deep down, taking accountability meant facing her own fears of being alone. That's the trap of victimhood. It feels safe. It feels easier to say, "It's not my fault. Life just keeps doing this to me." But the truth? The only way to step into that magnetic energy of that girl is to own your choices, even the bad ones, especially the bad ones. Here's what's amazing. Everything changes when you change from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What can I learn from this?" Dating a red flag man suddenly turns out to be a boundary lesson. Missing out on a promotion presents an opportunity to rethink your career trajectory or hone your skills. Fighting with health changes from blaming to developing discipline. And the craziest aspect? One senses that changes. Your energy brightens as you stop pulling your issues like dead weight. You draw better relationships, better mates, and better chances. Accountability draws strength, self-awareness, and courage. Hence, it is magnetic. So consider yourself. Are you repeatedly telling the same excuses, or are you finally prepared to take responsibility for your life? Because that girl gets up, brushes the dust off, and says, "Yeah, that was on," rather than weeping about her situation in the corner. Me. But watch how I return from it. And here is where it becomes even more unsettling. Litter. The chaotic car, the overflowing sink, and the closet that opens to a zone condition. You could think it does not matter, but let me tell you, it does. Since mess is mental, not just physical, a chaotic mind corresponds with a chaotic space. Your brain never really rests when you are surrounded by unopened packages, piles of laundry, or random trash stuffed in drawers. Always scoring. The tiny voice in your head urges, "I should clean this." That is something I have to arrange. And those shoulds pile upon you like blocks. What's insane is knowing. Something as little as morning bed making establishes the tone for your whole day. You return to your room at night, see that smooth blanket, and your brain almost sighs with relief. Evidence of your respect for yourself is the way you establish order, even in the tiniest of details. I have never seen someone who is really flourishing, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, living in turmoil, I must say. Even top students with hectic timetables create systems to preserve order. Since your surroundings mirror you. It is if your automobile resembles a landfill, if your sink is piled with soiled dishes, if your desk is buried under stale coffee mugs. It's about the energy you let surround you, not merely about mess. The reality is that cleaning is not about becoming a neat freak. It's all about boosting your frequency. Organizing your area actually transforms your behavior. Fresh-smelling sheets, clean counters, and clothes properly hung. Suddenly you feel lighter, sharper, and more put together. And the best part? It doesn't take a full home makeover. Start small. Make your bed, clear your nightstand, take the trash out of your car. These little acts stack up and send your subconscious one loud, clear message. I matter enough to take care of my space. So let me ask you, if that girl invited someone into her apartment, would she be hiding piles of laundry in the closet? Or would she open the door with pride, knowing her space reflects her energy? This section really struck me. Always searching for acceptance. Always waiting on someone else's green light before you make a move. Whether it's about dating, clothes, job decisions, or even posting a picture. You know what comes when you live like that? You eliminate self-trust. You dilute your genuine nature until you are unsure of your identity, apart from outside views. And the worst aspect? It is sensed by humans. They sense your need for approval and see that energy drives away more than it draws in. That girl makes her own decisions. She doesn't wonder, do you think this looks all right? She draws her magnetism from her reliance on intuition, her wearing what feels like her, and her rejection of what does not coincide. Authenticity has the power to naturally attract the appropriate audience while eliminating the wrong one. Therefore, the next time you notice yourself seeking affirmation, wonder, am I dressing for approval, or am I dressing for myself? Here is where it becomes more difficult also. Drifting through life aimlessly. Just hoping things magically fall into place. No objectives, no framework, no sense of direction. Living without a plan is, I must say, like trying to build a home without any blueprints. You never feel grounded, you become stressed, and energy is wasted, and depends solely on memory. That is a blueprint for anarchy. Missed deadlines, forgotten priorities, and continuous procrastination. But here is the insane thing. Correcting it doesn't call for a complex system. All of these instruments let your mind breathe. A planner, a notes program, Notion, and even a basic journal. Document things and organize your day to note how much more focused and peaceful you are. Pro tip? Organize your day the day before. Then you wake up with clarity rather than fear. The reality is that girl is ready, not lucky. And here's the deepest cut of them all, doubting yourself. Because let's be real, the biggest barrier between you and that girl isn't your body, your money, or your circumstances. It's your belief. You can have the vision board, the planner, the skincare routine, and the gym membership. But if deep down you don't believe you're worthy of becoming that girl, you'll sabotage yourself at every step. Doubt creeps in like poison. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'll never get there. And the worst part? You start living as if those lies are facts. But here's the twist. You can rewire that belief system. One of the simplest but most powerful tools? Mirror work. Stand in front of the mirror and speak affirmations out loud. Yeah, it feels weird at first. You'll laugh, maybe roll your eyes, but repetition changes your brain. Saying, I am confident. I am magnetic. I am that girl who eventually sinks into your subconscious until it becomes your default. Another trick? The alter ego method. Beyoncé did it with Sasha Fierce. Kobe did it with the Black Mamba. You create a version of yourself who already is that girl, and when doubt shows up, you step into her. You borrow her confidence, her posture, and her voice. And the wildest thing? Over time, it stops feeling like an act. That alter ego becomes you. I must say, doubting yourself is the most toxic habit of all because it kills dreams before they even take their first breath. But when you believe, truly believe, you open doors you didn't even know existed. Confidence doesn't come from waiting until you're perfect. It comes from deciding, right now, that you are enough. So the real question is, are you ready to finally see yourself as that girl? Or are you going to keep standing in your own way? And that's it. 7 toxic habits holding you back. Becoming that girl isn't about perfection. It's about removing the patterns that keep you small. Believe in yourself, take accountability, and live with intention. So, what's your take? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe. I've got way more coming your way.